Hold up.
Hey folks, it's me, it's your MRB, Mr. B, YouTube's best kept secret, and I'm here with the gorgeous Queen of Supreme, the podcasting dream.
Sorry.
For God's sake, she's call me Taxman.
I'm so sorry. I was smiling because you called me gorgeous.
Well, to be fair, I can't be done for telling the truth. You'll have to give us, folks. We are both literally sick as a dog. But we're here for your pleasure. Well, in a podcasting term, it's not like you can rent us or anything, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We're here
it's not self-inflicted. May I just add, it's not self-inflicted. We did not consume alcohol in making this podcast.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't.
Oh shit. Well, just for me then. It's not self-inflicted, I promise.
To be fair, because I was feeling ill last night. If I'm going to feel ill, I might as well have a hangover. So I had some of these Copperbergs last night, and they were blueberry and lime Copperbergs.
That sounds so nice. See, I don't drink. I don't drink alcohol. I'm a good girl. But that sounds really nice. I've heard Copperberg is quite sort of fruity. It's like that fizzy fruit. A lot of my friends say it's kind of like drinking soda. So, yeah, you can literally get off your face within a couple of drinks because you're just necking this soda. It's like
it is on a hot day. If you're outside in a pub on a hot day and you've got a Copperberg with ice, like your glass filled with ice and a Copperberg poured over, you don't even realise you're drinking alcohol, and you can get 50 shades of screwed on that stuff. It's insane.
It sounds lovely. It really does. But like I said, I just don't drink alcohol. If they had like an alcohol-free version, I'm not too sure if they do.
I'm sure they do. It's called fizzy blueberry juice, you knob. Get some fizzy blueberry juice and put a squeeze of lime in. There you go.
Right, you can tell I'm poorly because I didn't actually get that then. Jesus Christ. Such an idiot.
If they did fruit juice that was non-alcoholic, hang on, I'm ringing Asda now. I've got a product for you. It's the future.
I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. Every episode this podcast goes on, I'm just showing more and more and more of that I'm a fucking idiot. I call myself Mister in the first one. I don't even know what I did in the second one. I probably just sounded like I was off my tits anyway. And then here we go. I'm thinking, did they do soda-like liquid that is non-alcoholic?
I know.
You fucking idiot.
I know. There's 30 million kids in the world getting off the face because there's no such thing as non-alcoholic liquid.
Well, speaking of which, of Copperberg, I've heard that they do kind of like a strawberry flavoured one. Is that right?
They do.
Yeah, because one of my friends was saying that it's really nice. I smelt it, and you can smell a hint of alcohol. You know, you can smell it like you can with everything else, but it smelled so sweet. Yeah, it smelled so sweet.
It's nothing like alcohol in the sense of, you know, like when you drink a beer, you know you're drinking alcohol. When you drink a spirit, you know you're drinking alcohol. When
like if you have, like whiskey on the rocks or something, it's like pure alcohol.
Yeah. If you turn around to me and said, I'll have a non-alcoholic blueberry juice thing, and I brought that, you wouldn't tell. You wouldn't. Well,
I'm gonna have to try it just for experimentation purposes.
It's for science.
For science, yes, for science.
Yeah.
You know, I don't drink alcohol because I'm against it or whatever. I just don't like the taste of it. But for science, I will try it one day, and I'll let you know my findings.
I'm a great believer in science, man. Great believer in science.
For sure, me too.
If you don't understand something, get science involved. It'll soon
tell you. That's it. If you think about it, I'm just going to be a little bit of a nerd on this one, but everything, right? And this is for you guys listening at home or in your car or at work or whatever you want to do. It's for you guys as well as you, Mr. B, right? You think about it just for a quick second. Can you name anything that you do or an object does or anything around you? Can you say that doesn't have a form of science in it? I bet you can't tell me one thing.
Religion. Has jack shit science in it. If they did, there'd be no such thing as religion.
Jesus Christ, I just made myself look stupid again. Thank you.
Tell you, I've got an answer for everything. Between me and my twin brother, we know everything. It's hard to get hold of sometimes.
I remember, I remember a lot of people, said, "Well, movement or whatever, whatever." I'm thinking, well, that's a type of force that's to do with science, and it's them sort of like little things, not, sarcastic comments as religion.
Well, yeah, I mean, you are right in what you're saying. It's just one of those things where, religion. This is where we get deep. I know this is not gaming, folks, but bear with us. We will get onto that subject shortly. But if you think about it, religion is based from a time where science wasn't really prevalent, and it was just man's way of explaining shit. They see a bolt of lightning. Oh, it must be a god that's angry. Well, no, it's because we didn't understand the science behind it. And that's what makes me laugh about religions, because if they just viewed it with that frame of mind, that hanging a minute, it could be wrong, there will be a lot less shit going on in this world.
Oh yeah, for sure. I completely agree with you. Yeah. I mean, end of the day, I don't mind people who have different religion backgrounds or whatever, but go for it. It's your choice. Like my mother, she's not religious. My mother is not religious, but my mother likes to find comfort in religion. If someone passes away or whatever, it's comforting, and stuff like that. I completely agree. Follow your fucking whatever with that sort of thing. But with the other side of it, we'll not get into it, but the other side of the whole religion, the negativity, nah, it's not for me.
You see, for me, just to put a cap on it, when I'm on my deathbed, you can guarantee I'll be asking forgiveness for everything I've done on the off chance that it is real. On the very
for sure. Yeah.
I am not religious in any way, shape, but you can guarantee the last moments of my life will be praying to a god just in case. So when I meet those pearly gates, I'll say, well, I asked for forgiveness. What more do you want? Yes, I might have bitch slapped that goat, but still.
I don't know. I always say hell will be warmer. I'm always cold, so why not?
You see, I'm going to live forever. I'm going to live forever.
Yeah, see, Mr. B is going to live forever. He said it right now, 2019. He's going to live forever.
I'm going to live forever. It's true, because heaven doesn't want me and hell's too worried I'll take over. So, I'm going to live forever. So, with that being said, on to some gaming shit. Now, there is one thing, before we get into all the stuff that we really want to, get into the nitty-gritty and pull apart and kick some feckers' asses, I want to mention something. And this week, something that completely blew me away as a gamer happened. And that was the multiplayer release of Call of Duty.
Yeah, I was watching a few streams about that.
Sure, that was. Damn.
You think it's gonna beat all the other titles that have come out in recent years?
Well, yeah, I do. But there's a couple of alarm bells going on. Now, we all know that Activision are pretty much these Sith Lord of greedy money-grubbing bastards. But when I saw that they're offering a free beta, you don't have to sign up for it. You do get early access if you do pre-order, but you're only talking a day's worth of early access. It's not like a week or anything. They're giving PlayStation or PS4 or Sony ponies first crack at it between the 12th and 14th of September before anybody else gets their hand on it, and then later on in the month everybody else joins in. But there's a free open beta. Now, Activision don't do that. They don't give away free betas.
Yeah.
What is going on? The world is going upside down. Are they listening to our show, man?
I don't know.
I think the last two shows, Activision's gone, they've got a point. We need to rechange our ways. And I couldn't believe it, free beta, but the gameplay looked spectacular.
It did, yeah. I saw a few snippets of it. It does look pretty good.
That MP5 looks sick as fuck. It really did.
Yeah.
And when they start going on about the customizations to your character and the guns, the amount of customizations you can make, you can practically turn an MP5 into a makeshift sniper. You know what I mean? If you want to customize it that way, that's probably a bit over the top, but still, if you want a long-range submachine gun, you can actually earn those bits to go for it. And I love the sound of that. That sounded amazing.
Yeah.
And when I was watching the actual battles going on, it looked like the time to kill was just about right. The graphics looked amazing. The gunplay looked fantastic. I am not a COD fan, but I'm slowly turning into one. I can't wait for this.
I've been a Call of Duty fan since like COD 2, back in the day, sort of thing, and I've bought every title since. Even Black Ops 4, I haven't played a lot of it. In recent years, the Call of Duty has kind of had a massive slump in it with the developers and the different developers because exactly and it's like you've got Infinity Ward. Yeah, that's it. Infinity Ward. Sorry, butchered your name. You've got Sledgehammer. You've got Activision, and you've got Treyarch. Whatever. But and in recent years they've really fucked it up. Like I think Black Ops 3 jetpacks were the better of all the jetpacks. And even though I still didn't like it, because that to me wasn't Call of Duty. Call of Duty was run, gun, boots on the ground, that sort of shit. And at 95% of the community agreed with me. And they've had such a massive slump ever since, what was it? Like the Modern Warfare series. It's quite funny that this is Modern Warfare. But,
I think the slump came round about Black Ops 3.
You think so?
Yeah, that's when I read. Because obviously, bear in mind, I'm not a Call of Duty fan. There's going to be some Call of Duty fans out there going, "But actually, Mr. B," I noticed there's things like round Black Ops 3 was pretty much the time the hatred started because there was all that war running and shit which nobody enjoyed. And then the next one came out. I forgot the name of it. Was it Invincible Soldier or some shit like that? It started with an I. It was up in space, and you could do weird shit. It was like
Infinite Warfare, I think.
That's the one. Invisible Soldier. It was almost like Call of Duty meets Overwatch. That was my impression of it.
Yeah.
And that really didn't go down well.
No.
They tried to pull it back with World War II, but I think with Battlefield pretty much going back in time to World War One at that point, I think everyone was a little bit tired of the oldie worldy shit and just wanted something modern. I know we're playing on the words Modern Warfare here, but just wanted something modern that is boots on the ground. We don't want to be super soldiers. We just want to be soldiers. Think Tom Clancy, Rainbow Siege. And I think it's Rainbow Siege that... is it Treyarch that's doing it this one, or is it Infinity Ward?
This Modern Warfare?
Yeah.
Activision has gotten involved, but it's Infinity Ward that's made the game because every year, them 3 people...
Well, no, one of them's been binned, haven't they?
Was it Sledgehammer that
Sledgehammer got binned?
Yeah, because they made a really shit game.
Yeah.
They've made several, yeah.
They brought out the next Call of Duty, which was the last one, which had no single player and all that crap. And I think that was pretty much when everyone turned around and said, yes, it's a good game, but it's too bare bones. And that's when Infinity Ward have pretty much stepped in and said, right, no, we're going to make a cracking game here. And I think they've done themselves proud. And I think that Activision is starting to learn just to back off the hammer a little bit. With all this, like, no, you've got to pre-order to get in the beta. You're not getting the beta without a pre-order. And all because the market shit really hurt Activision. I mean, they've literally just put a market in Crash Team Racing. Microtransactions in Crash Team Racing.
Come on.
And that's backfired on them. So I think they're learning. I think if there's another red dot scenario in the new Call of Duty, I think there is literally someone going to be lynched and thrown off the building at Activision.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because they've been brought into this one to help, and obviously, if they're helping, and then people see the similarities in the other games, and they're going to be like, "It's just fucking money grabbing again." But going back to the different titles that you were saying, that I think being within the Call of Duty community at the time, within the competitive scene and everything like that, myself, it was Advanced Warfare that was, I think, the first jetpack game to be brought out. And that's where people saw the bugs. The movement was sloppy and slow as fuck. It was just not very nice. It was disgusting. Yeah. The only good thing about that game was the campaign. I'm sorry, but that's the only thing that was good. Even pro players didn't like the game. It was it wasn't for the average user. They tried making it more along the competitive line, but there's only 5% of the community that's the pros. There's not that many if you think about it. So the other people just got fucked, and it just got worse and worse and worse. But I think hopefully I can see them bringing it back, and that's what I'm excited for.
Well, they need to, because I tell you now, the competition is floundering.
For sure.
Dice with Battlefield is cocking it up left, right, and centre. The new map they've just released, Martyria or crap bollocks, whatever it is dog shit. It is so bad you can't see your enemy.
Jeez.
Right, I swear to God, I know camouflage was a big thing in wars before you fucking start, but the straight fact is you can't tell a shadow. You can't. Everyone lies on the ground. It's like literally playing with a bunch of paraplegics. But it's it's unbelievably so hard to see your opponents. The lighting's all wrong. The colour scheme's all wrong. It's a mix of sort of like open field but with loads of narrow streets. So you got your snipers that just sit on the edges of the map sniping at everyone else who wants to play the game normally. And it's just a complete cluster. It is so bad. And the amount of bugs that's in Battlefield right now, me and my mates were talking about this last night, and we came to the conclusion they just need to axe Battlefield 5 off and start again.
Yeah.
Because it is so bad.
It had a lot of hype around it, didn't it? And it
had a lot of problems. It had a very awkward start because of the... Battlefield was always supposed to be this simulation of a war. Regardless of whatever area it was in, it was supposed to be the simulation, the 64-player combat and all that sort of shit. A mix of vehicles and planes and people fighting. It was always supposed to be simulation. So when when DICE decided to put women into this, and that's when it all kicked off. Because people were saying women were never on the front lines. Yes, there was women snipers and things like that, but they generally stayed out of the main conflicts.
Yeah.
And you're just doing it to keep the woke society happy. And because that's what it's smacked of. And one of the DICE head honchos turned around and said... In fact, two of them said the exact same thing, and it was so scripted, it was pathetic. They both turned around and went, my daughter was sat there while I was playing the game and asked, why couldn't I be a woman? And I didn't want to turn around and explain to her that she couldn't because women were the second-class citizens. And it was along the lines, but they both said the same thing word for word about their daughters. What are the fucking daughters connected by osmosis or what?
Something a bit scripted about that, I think.
Exactly. But that was their excuse, that they didn't want to let their daughters down because and my whole idea was just why? I mean, they even went as far as put a woman on the actual... They rubbed women in World War II right in everybody's faces, and that's what got everybody's back up. I really couldn't give a shit. I find it quite funny when I'm running around and hear a woman's voice like shouting, "Give me some fucking ammo!" and I find it funny. It tickles me every time I hear it.
Don't get me wrong. I don't mind the whole perception of treat women equally, get more women characters and stuff like that. The whole sort of feminist movement bullshit that's going on. But end of the day, if you think about it, if you're trying to make a realistic war game of World War One or World War Two or anything like that, you're not gonna get it. I'm sorry. Like you said, you got the female snipers, you got the heroes that people still talk about to this day. These fantastic women that did put themselves on that sort of pedestal, if you want to call it that. But in reality, that's how it fucking was. I'm saying that as a female myself, you know, and, I'm not going to get my back up and be all feminist or whatever. I'm looking at the factual point of it. I've done a lot of research in my life, about World War One and Two, about the whole thing. It always intrigued me in a way because I wanted to know more about it. But I didn't type in going, why was there no females on the front lines on the fucking battlefield between Germany? It's like, what? Just shut the fuck
so
up.
stupid.
You know why. You know why. You literally took care of the children. You were nurses. You were them heroes that helped everybody else.
I'll tell you where women were. I'm a big history buff. I love history. One of my famous saying, or it's not my famous saying, but a saying I use quite often is, "You will never progress as a human being if you don't learn from the mistakes of the past." So I love history, and one of the things that a lot of people don't realise is where women really helped with the war was not in the factories. It was actually in resistance, because they used the very first beginnings of MI5 and MI6. The James Bond was actually Janet Bond. You know what I mean? It was, there were actually females because nobody suspected a female to be a spy. And the female radio operators on the front lines were going to France and stuff, had a life expectancy of 30 minutes from the moment they started sending a signal.
Yeah,
30
it's like
minutes.
These decoders and everything from World War I and II. These people that decoded messages and transcripts and stuff like that. Most of these were women. Yeah. Because then that's where the argument came about, is women are smarter than men. It's like, well, who gives a shit? You don't need to say who's smarter than what. That particular woman was probably smarter than most of the men in that room or something, because she was able to decode something nobody else could. It does not mean the whole fucking species is going to be smarter than the average male or something like that. Who gives a fuck? End of the day, we may have some different parts, but we're still bones, blood, and fucking flesh. That's all we are at the end of the day.
I'm a lucky person. I've got the best of both worlds. I've got a dick and tits. So, I'm a lover of women. I love women that much I grew my own breasts. And, but the fact that they put women in this game was a stupid decision, big times. So going back to what we were talking about,
you're fucking killing me, bro.
Was basically Call of Duty has a real opportunity here, to take the first-person war genre by storm, and I think from that stream they're definitely going to do it. Definitely, they would have to be. It would have to be a cock-up of immense proportion to actually screw it up. The game would literally not have to work.
Yeah.
You would have to be, the netcode would have to be severely wrong. There'd have to be something that they can't fix for it to go wrong.
Yeah. See, they've got a lot of competition right now. You've got, even though Battlefield is where it is or whatever, you've got Battlefield, you've got Rainbow Six, I know it's a completely different game, but you've got the likes of Fortnite getting a lot of traction. So this game needs to get up there with the likes of Fortnite, with Apex Legends and stuff, even though they are different games. But it still needs to get up into that top title category the way that Call of Duty used to be. Yeah. And that's what I hope that it is going to happen, because Call of Duty needs it more than ever right now, especially with franchising at the end of the year. I
just hope they don't put another Battle Royale in.
See, that's another thing. Are they going to do it?
I hope they don't. I really do, because now, to me, Battle Royale is just a cash grab genre.
It is.
Nothing more than a cash grab. Battlefield tried to do it, and it's the worst Battle Royale I've ever seen. Even Rings of Elysium is better than Battlefield Battle Royale. And that's saying
but Battle Royale is so popular right now. People like Blackout. It is dying to a certain degree, but it still gets them views.
It's nowhere near as popular as it was.
It's a lot of kids, though, but,
I mean, Ninja, Mr. Mixer, he made his name on Fortnite, but Fortnite is nowhere near as popular as it was.
I have to admit, it is lower in the standings, but I don't even want to say this. If you look on certain websites, it is the top browsed game at the moment.
Certain disgusting little nasty bastard websites. Yeah, I get you. I know what you're talking. We'll get onto that shortly. In fact, screw it. Let's get into this. Speaking of Ninja, Mr. Mixer himself, the news broke this week that he has taken $1 billion contract to move from Twitch to Mixer. That's billion with a B.
I found something else
B
out
for Bravo,
this morning.
by the way. Bravo.
See, he's learning. He's learning, guys. But I did find something out this morning. It's not 100% confirmed. Don't take this as gospel truth. But there is a massive rumour. A lot of people are starting to talk that in order for him to move to Mixer, Mixer gave him $100 million just to move.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Yeah. So it makes you think, is it just money?
They could pay me £100 a day and have a male streamer with tits on their channel. And I'd be happy £100 a day. $100 million, man.
$100 million.
Lucky son of a bitch.
It's not confirmed. Like I said, it's not confirmed. We're just going to have to wait until the story progresses, as it is each and every day. But there was a massive rumor that went around that Mixer approached him, said, listen, come to our platform. We'll give you $100 million, sign a contract for 6 years. And within that 6 years, you will gain $1 billion. But I'm not too sure. That's all of this is speculated. This is just pure rumor. But it sounds quite real, you know.
Well, the only time we're ever going to find that out, realistically, is when he puts his tax return in, because obviously people will deep dive that and find it. But I mean, it does open up a couple of avenues here. This is the first time this has happened, in my understanding, where it's almost like a football team or a baseball team bringing in a franchise player. And to me, that opens up a whole new precipice. Mm-hmm. A whole new avenue of top stars, Dr. Disrespect. Who are the other big ones?
What, on Twitch?
Any. Big streamers.
Like Shroud, yeah. Like you said, Dr. Disrespect, you've got Tifu, you've got so many names, Cloaksy.
Are we going to see now? Are we going to see now a big run from Mixer, Facebook, and all these other streaming platforms trying desperately to get these big name stars to their channels exclusive?
I think it's going to happen. I do. I think some of the big names, or at least semi-big names, are going to stay on Twitch, because a lot of people are probably going to be a bit nervous of changing, getting an account on Mixer, etc. But I think, you know, some of the names are going to think, oh, the biggest streamer on this platform, the most subbed person on this platform is going. I'm going to get all this traction because people might not want to leave. But it's one of those. It's really up in the air right now. But I do think Twitch is definitely dying right now. It's just proven it even more.
Well, to be fair to Twitch, they're making a rod for their own back with a lot of their practices. And if I was a big name streamer, I would be asking myself right now, do I want, with everything going around with Twitch, which we'll get into in a minute, everything going around with Twitch, do I want that brand associated with me? And right now, my answer would be no.
Yeah.
I mean, there's things come out recently. There's a journalist called Richard Lewis, who is a prominent journalist in gaming and music and entertainment. But he's basically brought this story where it seems that paedophiles, yes, paedophiles, are using Twitch to groom and single out 13-year-old streamers.
Yeah.
13. Let's just let that sink in a minute. Groomers are now, and bear in mind they can do this anonymously, because all they have to do is use a VPN, create a fake account and go in, can say things like, and this is directly off a stream by a guy called Little Jimmy 7676. If you ever come to this stream, you hear this, you are one perverted motherfucker. You need your dick chopping off.
Seriously needs help.
Just to read one of his comments, and this is one of the mild ones. I'm having to literally go through his comments to find the mildest one. Yeah.
Just to put it out there, just before Mr. B reads this, if anybody is listening to this with children in the room or any delicate ears around it, please.
No, I'm not going that far.
Get them. Right, okay. I was just going to say, but if you do, then please just shy them away from this little
even though the chat does go that far, I'm not going to go that far. One of his milder comments was, then after that, if you have a bra, take that off too and be free in the kitchen, okay? ? That was said to two 13-year-old streamers on Twitch.
Yeah.
And then it goes on to some serious, perverse, profanity-stricken, horrible things that I wouldn't say to a woman of 30, let alone 13.
Yeah.
And think if Pornhub had a chat section for cam girls, that's the sort of comments you would see.
Yeah, and that's literally what you would see on a pornographic website, for sure.
And this is to 13-year-old girls. And Twitch's whole response, nothing.
Yep, nothing.
Not a damn thing. And that that sends out alarm bells left, right, and centre. There's so much wrong with that. But then you've also got that lass who was streaming while she was driving and reading comments. How thick do you have to be?
I think I retweeted that. There was actually two women doing the exact same thing. One of them got banned, I think, for maybe like 3 days or something stupid again. And then the stream, what she did when she came back, she did it again. She did it again. And I think she literally nearly crashed again. And then there was another female streamer that actually did the exact same fucking thing. And I don't think anything happened to her as well. It's ridiculous. See, it's fucking retarded. It really is.
I want a channel that allows this shit to go on unimpeded, unchecked, unfettered, linked to my brand. Gaming Gorilla is my brand. Call me Tats is Tats' brand. It's so easy to sink a brand these days.
Yeah.
So easy. And the straight fact is even as a small brand, I wouldn't dare go anywhere near Twitch because right now, just from seeing that alone, it disgusted me to a level that I've not felt for many, many, many years. I watch, there's a series that was on 10, 15 years ago called To Catch Predator. And I always watch this stuff on YouTube because I find it funny. With Chris, Take a Seat here, Hansen. It really is some of the funniest shit you'll ever see. It's funny watching these rabbis and doctors and who have all never done this before, of course. Go to an house where they think there's a 13-year-old ready to screw them. And obviously it's not. It's a TV show with the police and they get sent away to be screwed themselves. But the straight fact is that even they never came out with comments that are in front of me right now. And I can't believe that this is going... And it's not just one instance. This is not an isolated incident. This is going on all the way through Twitch, through the younger channels. And I think it's time for Twitch. If I was the owner of Twitch right now, I'd be seeing this and turning around and saying, you know what? Something needs to be done. We need to put an age restriction on streaming. Like, you have to be a minimum of 16 years old. And then I would also create a channel for anyone under 16-year-old that is definitely moderated with rules like you can't join with a VPN. You have to be someone who has an account to view anything. You know, so many things that has to be put in place to protect these young, impressionable children. Yeah.
Because they don't know that it's wrong. They just see words on a screen. They just think, oh, it's a new friend. It's a bit of attention. You know, whatever. You know, and they don't see the significance behind it. Like, this could be a middle-aged man or even a middle-aged woman, because I'm not just trying to blame men here about paedophilic acts. Women do it too. And it's like, they could get groomed and everything. And it just fucks up your mind as a little kid. Like, that kid is going to be damaged for the rest of its, you know, him, whatever, life, you know. And it's stuff like this that really needs to be sorted. Like you said, this should not be allowed to come on the website. If the, you know, a lot of websites now can sort of detect stuff on your browser. You know, the specific websites, especially when there's a lot of children going to it, like the Minecraft one, Hypixel, if anyone knows about that. It checks your browser to see if there's anything there. And you know, Twitch should implement something like that. I'm not being funny. They've got enough fucking money to do it. So why won't they do it?
Because it costs them money. It would cost them a shit ton of money to implement all this. But to me, there would be no cost high enough. That is exactly what I would do.
Exactly. Children's safety should be top priority, for sure. For sure. It's like YouTube. YouTube has got YouTube gaming, YouTube music, and it's also got YouTube Kids. You know, these are for kids, and so they don't watch these horrible videos that, you know, used to be or still are on the channel, you know, terroristic things, etc., etc. And like political type stuff that children don't understand.
No.
And they did that to protect them. So why don't Twitch just implement a Twitch for kids type of thing? So then it's just kids going on it. Or, like you said, raise the fucking age limit to stop kids coming onto the website.
Yeah.
You know? But yet you need to think about it. These kids are streaming. Where the fuck are the parents? Where are the parents? Yeah. Seriously. Come on.
Some of the things I read in this article, which were really quite clever the way he did it. What he said he did was he would go through, there's like different categories on Twitch, and one of them is like it's like the default one, lifestyle and something else, and that because obviously the children didn't know how to traveling outdoors. That's it, because that's the default setting that your category gets put on when you first join Twitch, and obviously these children don't know how to change it. So he'd look through there, and the ones that didn't have parental supervision going on, that was clear. In the video, there was no parental supervision. They were the ones that were full of these predators. Full of them.
It's sickening. It really is sickening. It really, 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 like, it's like getting a fucking dagger to my heart. Like, you know, I said on the previous podcast, I used to work for the prison service. I obviously can't go into different things for law sort of reasons. But, you know, working for the prison service, you see all walks of life. You know, I've heard some stories that I'm obviously not allowed to reiterate, but them stories haunt me even to this day. And it's like this, you know, if you think walking into a prison would be a piece of fucking cake, I dare anybody to do it. Please, anybody to do it, because I'm a 5'3" woman. I was just this woman, and I walked in, and the amount of abuse that I got. All that sort of stuff. I felt dirty when I came out of it. I didn't want to go back. I went, no, I'm not doing it. I can't work here. I came back the next day and I stayed there for years. You get used to it. Yeah, I get it. But the stories that I heard were sickening. So you think about what's happening to these kids when there's no supervision. There's no supervision. There's nothing. No security at all. Yeah. It's sickening.
And this really is the thing, man. It needs to change. And anyone listening to this, retweet, just literally sharing this with your friends. Get this podcast out as many places. It's not for clicks or likes or anything like that, because this situation needs to be exposed. I mean, I praise this Richard Geezer for tweeting it out and trying to tackle this, because as a gamer, as a 35-year-old bloke, as a human being, I find this situation so abhorrent that it physically makes me angry. That Twitch is not prepared, or hasn't seemingly been prepared, to do something about it straight away. And the more people bring it to Twitch's attention, the better.
It is, yeah. The more that people talk about it, the more that something's going to have to be done. I know that with the Alinity thing, everybody were kicking off and something didn't get done about it. But this is different than someone throwing the cat over the fucking head or whatever. Yeah. This is about the safety of children. This is about stopping grooming. There's campaigns, councils, governments, everything are trying to sort this and protect our children. You think about it. If anybody is listening to this right now, you think about your nieces, nephews, son, daughter, or grandchildren or whatever. You think about that impressionable mind, and you think about what the fuck they are looking at on the internet, and everybody needs to group up together, just like Richard Lewis. I honestly commend him. He does fantastic work. I listen to his podcast every single day. I love it. And you know, people like him, he's got one voice. He's a big voice at that, but it takes people like me and, you know, me, Mr. B, everyone like that, every one of you guys listening to it right now, retweet it, talk about it, start a conversation, get the fucking word out there to all these parents that don't know about Twitch, that don't know what their sons or daughters or whoever, what are doing. Just please get this out there, because this is to protect children at the end of the day.
Big time.
Like you said, it's not about clicks and fucking likes. Couldn't give a shit about that, to be fair, if it means protecting a child. You know?
whoa. Let's not go too far, you know.
Come on.
I'm like, if you don't you go away without liking this bloody video, I'll tell you, me, you're gonna have words.
Like the fucking video.
let's not go too far here. But no, seriously, and because of this, this is where it goes back to Ninja. I mean, if I'm seeing this sort of stuff going on, let's take the money to one side. Let's take the money out of it. He's a businessman when all said and done. If I'm seeing all this on Twitch, I'd have to ask myself, do I want to be associated with this? And the answer would have to be no. Big time.
Completely agree.
It would have to
Completely agree. Even I'm making them steps as well.
Yeah.
I'm making those steps as well, for sure. I don't want to be a part of a website that's going to allow this sort of behaviour. You know, domestic violence, animal abuse, and paedophilic behaviour is something I can't support. I'm sorry. I'm not going to support that. I'm not going to put my brand, like you said, you've got your brand. We've all got our brands, regardless of whether we're on YouTube or Twitch or wherever. We've all got a brand at the end of the day on the internet. And I'm not going to associate mine with that at all. So I've taken myself away from Twitch as well. For
Good
sure.
on you. Good on you.
Yeah.
3 cheers. Ha
Like the fucking video.
Right, so we've literally beaten that drum to we've beaten Twitch like a Cherokee drum, and obviously as important it is, I don't want to spend an hour on it.
No.
Although we could easily, because
we could do.
Bastards. But anyway, I've got a few questions for you.
Oh.
Yeah, so some really juicy questions. Do you hear me? juicy questions. So,
did you feel that in your fucking ear canal, guys? 'Cause I
did. Yeah. So obviously last week we asked some questions for you, some hashtag TGP, put them in the comment sections on the video. Any way you can get hold of us and ask questions if you want to ask questions. Well, I actually got some responses.
Oh,
Not one question for me. Not one. No one gives a shit about MRB.
Come on, guys. Ask
one.
Mr. B some questions. Come on, it'll be fun.
Can you believe that shit? No, they don't want to ask what my cup size is and nothing, man. I'm insulted. So the question I got, these are from Tango. Now, for all of you who don't know, it's that guy called Tango Crisis. Well, that's how I've always spelled it. No, it's not. It's Tango Cis. Tango CISS. I've always called him Crisis. He's going to kill me from now on. But a guy called Tango, brilliant YouTube. You want to check out his videos. He's asked 3 questions for Tats.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, he wants to know, this is a bit of a weird one, but we'll go with it anyway. What is because obviously you miss tattoo, you got your tats.
Yes.
What is your favourite tattoo?
Oh, Jesus. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Get the abacus.
8, 9. I've got 9 tattoos so far. Mainly chest and arms, obviously. My favourite tattoo... right. Can I have 2 favourite tattoos? Because my mother would kill me.
Yeah, it's our podcast. Do what you want.
So these tattoos that I've got mean a great deal to me, and if I'm gonna sort of explain what they are and stuff, on my wrist I have the name Eddie, Eddie. With a music note at the side of it, and that is for my granddad. My granddad several years ago passed away. Being honest with you, being honest with everyone on here, he died through suicide. Mental health awareness and suicide prevention and everything is what I like to sort of push out to people pretty much all the time. It's a very serious topic, so I thought I'll keep him on my wrist, the arm that is sort of closest to my heart, because he literally was like a dad to me. I love him very much. But I'm not going into that because I'll end up crying. But on my other arm, I've got a sleeve, and it's 2 koi fish, so Japanese koi fish with cherry blossoms and stuff like that around it. And it basically represents, it's not the Japanese way of what it represents, but it represents me and my mother. Because me and my mother sort of went overseas, we were together, you know, like I don't it sounds really bad, I'm not asking for sympathy, but I don't know my real dad.
Be sympathetic, please.
I don't know my real dad. So me and my mother travelled overseas. That's when we came to the UK. And it's basically two koi fish swimming upstream together. So the one on my bicep is sort of like an adult koi fish, and the one below is like a little tiny koi fish, like a little cool, sort of baby koi, if you think about it. So it's just me and my mum travelling upstream together. And basically at the top where my shoulder is kind of like a beam of sunlight, because that's where we got our life, and I've been really happy ever since coming to the UK.
That's
so yeah,
shit right there.
So, yeah, so that's me and my mum.
Right, tell you.
So I love him. I love all my tattoos. All my tattoos have got meanings. So yeah.
Tattoos an art nowadays, isn't it? Really
for sure, yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna ask myself that question anyway. I've got a beauty.
I know. Wait. Mr. B, I got a question on Twitter. #TGP. What is your favourite tattoo?
Well, it's just above my arse. It says exit. No, so no, I've got me and my wife for our anniversary. So we got married on the 14th of February. 2014, I had to think then. We both got, for our anniversary, sort of like a themed tattoo, which is Beauty and the Beast. Mine's more of a manly version where she's in lingerie and stuff, because I wasn't going to have some Disney shit on my arm. But mine says, obviously, her beast, and hers says her beauty. But that is my favourite tattoo.
That's amazing. I've seen the tattoo. It is actually really beautiful. It's very, very
I saw
nice.
all my tattoos. I've only got 2. the other one shot. I got it when I was pissed when I was 18.
So go on. What is your other tattoo?
I have no idea. I have no idea what it is. It's just a bunch of fucking lines with the woman's face in it. The guy that did it was pissed. I was pissed. I went, yeah, crack on.
Crack on. You know, them drunken tattoos are always a blast. I've got one behind my ear, and it's a bolt of lightning. I was drunk. This was when I used to drink, and I was absolutely off my face. And I was lying on the sofa, and one of my friends just went, "Fuck it, let's just tattoo her." I woke up. I didn't even wake up. They said I didn't even wake up. So I woke up. I saw this in the morning. I scratched it. I went, "Ugh, what the fuck is that?" So, yeah, and I found out that I actually have a bolt of lightning behind my ear. So that was a drunken tattoo.
Nice. Well, the other one is more of a gaming-related question. What is your favourite genre of games?
No, you
not
can't ask this question to a gamer.
Genre.
Oh, I don't know. Again, I can't just pick one, but
Jesus Christ, you make a cracking politician, you. You must have a fence stuck square between your butt cheeks.
Pretty much. But right, okay. So what the games that I've kind of played the majority of my life, you'd probably say could be my favourite. I don't have one particular, but probably FPS. I'd probably say FPS is probably my favourite, and then a close second is like an MMO RPG, something like that. You know, it's like your Counter-Strike, your Call of Duties, Battlefield, that sort of thing is kind of, you know, the genre I always tend to sort of go back to. Yeah, so I'd probably say FPS.
Yeah. See, to me, I like anything that's sci-fi based.
All right.
I love sci-fi because I sort of resonate with anything sci-fi. I'm a massive Trekkie. I'm looking forward to the new Picard Next Generation thing that's coming out on Netflix very shortly. I tell you, that looks amazing.
So what's your favourite sci-fi game as of right now?
Whoa, fucking hell. Favourite sci-fi game? It would have to be... See, again, I can pick one, but it's more of a collection of all 3, but it was the Mass Effect series.
Right, okay.
For sci-fi, the story in that was amazing. And there's probably 5 or 6 that I can't remember, that I've forgotten at the end of this podcast. Go, oh, fucking hell, yeah, what about that? But yeah, the Mass Effect series. Destiny, again, amazing.
Yeah,
You know,
Destiny is really good.
Destiny,
Yeah.
the story and lore, the story and lore behind Destiny it's amazing. It's a shame about the game, but it's the lore and story is amazing.
It is. It is very captivating. I have to admit, Destiny is pretty good for that.
So anything with I love first person shooters, but I'm shit at them. I generally stream them so everyone can feel better about themselves. But anything with sci-fi and a good story in it is right where I'm at. There's one I'm looking forward to, which is Cyberpunk 2077. That
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I am. Oh, tell you, it's going to be a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Another one that I'm really looking forward to is The Outer Worlds.
Oh,
made by the people who made Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And it looks very Fallouty. It does. It looks like Fallout mixed with No Man's Sky. And to me, that just looks amazing. But there's another one as well, Beyond Good and Evil.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know when that's coming out, but that looks, again, it's another sci-fi space trip. They're to me, they're right where I'm at. If it's got space in it, if it's got space monkeys, I'm really there. But if it's got space in it, I'm happy.
Is it Beyond Good and Evil 2?
Yes, that's the one. Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Right. Okay.
I never got a chance to play the first one.
The playable beta is planned for late 2019, but there's hope in the full game follows in 2020.
Well, but again, I don't have confidence in that. Purely because the scale of the game if it's going to be 2020, it's going to be like December 2020.
Yeah, late 2020.
Probably New Year's Eve 2020. I mean, I think if I were to put my prediction on when that game will come out, it'll be March 21.
Really?
Yeah, that's when I think it'll come out, March 21.
Oh. That's interesting.
That's generally a date that games get released. It's also a good date for games. Assassin's Creed generally comes out around that time. God of War and things like that. But I think it's a good time to chuck it in because it's not up against all the Call of Duty's, Battlefields and people like that, which are many franchises which normally come out around this time.
Yeah.
So it's going to have to be in like the first couple of quarters. From a purely marketing standpoint, I think if I'm a business head on, it's going to be the first quarter of 21.
Interesting. It does seem like it's going to have a lot of content within the game, I have to admit. It does seem like it. And the Outer Worlds, did you say? The Outer Worlds looks like that it's got a lot of content within it too.
Yeah. Well, you see, my biggest regrets in games, I never got to play Fallout New Vegas.
Really?
I wasn't really into the Fallout franchise.
Right. Fallout New Vegas is pretty good.
My first experience with Fallout was when I got Fallout 4 on sale for 20 quid.
See, a lot of people would probably say that would be your first mistake. Don't play Fallout before the rest of it because you'll start hating the series,
Well, no, Fallout 4 was an amazing game.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I spent ages completing that and I loved it. They've messed that franchise up completely, but still. The New Vegas, everybody tells me it's the gold standard of Fallout, and I never got to play it. And nowadays, see, I'm a bit of a graphics whore. I don't like playing older games because the graphics piss me off. I tried to play, Heavy Rain, and despite the fact that the game was utter dog shit, real dog shit, I don't get what the hype was around that game. The graphics were terrible. And I just couldn't play it.
Just out of curiosity, do you like any of the sort of, I'm going to Bethesda, I'm sorry, but do you like any of the Elder Scrolls series?
Love them. Love
Are you looking forward to Elder Scrolls 6?
No.
Really? Why?
No. Bethesda at the moment have got no, and it's unfortunate this, but they've got no goodwill with me at all. I don't trust in anything they do. They've used the same game engine since Skyrim. They've shown no will whatsoever to put money into what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I think their games are suffering from it big time, and they're not willing to. I mean, the fact that the bugs from Fallout 76 are still in the Bastion game now says everything.
Do you think it will be an online thing, or do you think it would be sort of like Skyrim? Or do you think it will be like Elder Scrolls Online? Or do you think maybe a bit of both? Because I'm kind of hoping for a bit of both.
It's got to be a mixture. For it to have any chance of surviving, it's got to be a mixture. However, they need to put an amazing story with it. And Bethesda's chances of hiring exceptional story writers, it's not happening. It's not happening because they won't spend money. That is obvious.
Yeah, they're saying that it's Elder Scrolls 6. They're planning.
They talk bullshit. I don't care what they say.
It's meant to be played for a decade. That's what they're saying.
I don't care what they say. I don't care what bullshit propaganda PR shite they come out with. It's all bullshit. Fallout 76 was supposed to have 16 times the graphic fidelity of Fallout 4, yet it was the same assets.
Yeah.
In fact, Fallout 4
I'm hoping they don't
looked
fuck
better.
it out.
So I have no confidence in anything that comes out of Bethesda at the moment. None whatsoever. Zero. So I'm not looking forward to Elder Scrolls 6. And it's a shame. It's such a shame.
I know. I love Skyrim. If it's anything like Skyrim, but just a bit better story, then I'm on board. Because even though Skyrim's got its bugs and they've never fixed them, and mods had to fix them and stuff like that, like I'm looking forward to it if it's like Skyrim. But if it's like Elder Scrolls Online, I'm just like, well, it's Elder Scrolls Online. I've already got it, so who cares?
You know what I loved about God of War? It wasn't the graphics, it wasn't the fighting, it was the story. It was such a simple story. Kratos and his son was taking his mother's ashes to a hill. But everything that happened from point A to point B was amazing. The storytelling was fantastic. The voice acting was on point. And it was exceptionally well done. It is not hard to do this shit. It really isn't. Yet they will cut every corner possible to save money.
Yeah.
Because you're not telling me a seasoned writer would not turn around to Tom Alden and say, well, hang on a minute, this story doesn't really make sense here. We need to do X, Y, and Z to make that bit make sense. Yeah, but doing X, Y, and Z will mean we'd have to pull all these graphical designers in to do it. No, we'll just these be right. And all their games are done with an it'll be right mentality at the moment, and I can't stand that. It'll be right has no place in gaming.
Yeah.
At all. And it's for that reason that I have no faith in Bethesda at all. But it's down to them now to change my mind. No, normally with a gaming studio like Bethesda, you give them the benefit of the doubt, but all that's gone.
See, I'm very on the fence about it. I think it's because I've always kept that hope that I think a lot of people are still doing. A lot of people are kind of letting go, but because I love Elder Scrolls, I think I'm just praying that it's going to be good. Because like recently I've been playing Skyrim again. I've just made a new character. I love the story. I love it. I love all the mods that I can put on it and stuff like that. So, I love Elder Scrolls Online. I've played it for 5 years. It's been out for 5 years. I've played it for 5 years. And I can't put it down, And
it still looks better than Fallout 76.
It does. But I'm definitely my pinky is still holding on to Bethesda. But if this Elder Scrolls 6 is fucking garbage, then I'm gone. I'm sorry. I'm probably going to have to let go because I don't think there's any coming back from that. They've hyped it up since E3 or since fucking last year at this point. So I definitely want to see where they're going to go. But I think if they do fuck it up, then I will just stick to my Skyrim, and that's about it. I think I'll just stick with the older franchise.
Fair enough. Well,
it'll be really bad if Skyrim is better than Elder Scrolls 6, considering how long considering how long Skyrim has been out for. That is definitely going to be the biggest statement going.
Big time.
If that
Big time. Yeah, it's just it boils back to what we were saying last week with building a game for the love of building games or building a game for money. And at the moment, Bethesda's building a game for money.
For sure.
So, on that note, I've got one last question for you. And it's a question from me.
Oh.
Not from anyone else, but from me. How would you fancy doing a live podcast on September the 1st? Because September's a massive gaming month. And we can review everything that's coming out, but live. Live on Facebook, me and you, 1st September. Which is a Sunday. Be amazing. Which is a Sunday, I might add.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
So,
that would be amazing. Right, let us just putting it out there. Let us know in the comments if you would be excited for that too.
Yeah, if I get more than 5 people say yes, we'll do it.
Yep.
But I need 5 people, so you've got to share this podcast around your mates. You know, say, listen, have a listen to this. You've got to like the damn video, and then if you comment say yes, we want hashtag live Sunday, whatever. Put it in. If you want it, we'll do it. Simple as that.
Definitely. Yeah, so, that sounds pretty good.
On that note, it's been an amazing podcast. Thank you for all the support everybody's been giving. If you enjoyed this podcast, like, share, subscribe. You know what to do. You're not a thick moron. That's all from me, Mr. B.
And me, Tats.
Yay, we got it. Ta-ta for now.
Bye.
Hold up.